So that should be the beginning.
What should?
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's what it should be.
Maybe it is. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Things We Play. My name's Mike Goldman and sitting next to me is Shaun. Hello, Shaun.
How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Who's that over there? It's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, fab.
How you doing, Shaun?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, alright. Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Not so bad. So, episode 5 comes after episode 4. 2 weeks have passed. What's happened? What's been occurring, as they say? Shaun, how you doing?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I've been in Swanage.
You've been in Swanage?
Yeah.
What's in Swanage?
It's, sea, much like in Hastings.
Yeah.
But a beach, much unlike Hastings.
Okay.
It's sand.
Nice bit of sand. You built a castle?
No, I didn't personally. I think my daughter may have partaken in castle
She
building.
might have done.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were just...
She spent a lot of time with her man. Obviously, all my girl's family was there, so
Right, okay.
I didn't see much of my daughter.
So that probably means you've not done a great deal of gaming in that time?
Not a vast amount. I've been playing... When I was there, I was playing Dragon Quest.
Okay.
Sentinel Starry Sky 9.
On some sort of laptop?
DS.
Oh, on DS?
Yeah. Which is
yeah.
awesome,
Dragon Quest.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah,
It came
the one
from Square Enix.
Yeah,
You might have heard of
It's definitely not available on a laptop. What about you, Cheryl? How have you been doing? Have you been well?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, why not? Do I look unwell?
You don't look unwell. Your hair's changed colour
Yes.
twice since the last podcast.
Yeah, due to an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah. What colour would you have described it before? It's kind of black now, right?
No, we had a good analogy. It looked like a artist's jug full of dirty water.
Right, yeah.
Which we thought was the colour for
It
it.
looked like the sort of a T-shirt that a mum would put in the washing machine in a television advert.
Yes. Yeah. Artist despair is what we called it.
Okay. It was nice.
Yeah, it's gone now, thankfully.
Yeah, that's fine. No pictures exist of that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I was at the Wireless Festival. So, yeah, there's a few.
All right.
It's fine. It's
We
fine.
can see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't done anything.
No.
No,
No.
not really. I'm playing a lot of games as opposed to
Halo.
just Halo. Yeah, for once. But that's about it, really. Not a lot's been occurring,
Indeed.
as they say.
Is that your word of the day? So
No.
it's twice now. And
Word
it's,
of the podcast.
Word of the podcast.
Yeah. Word of the day is Stalagmite.
Fair enough.
Does it hang or does it grow?
One step at a time. So it's not really a science.
Mites grow from the ground.
Right.
Stalactites.
Stalactites hold on tight and stalagmites might fall down.
No. Might meet the stalactite.
Oh, they might fall down though. That's why I always think that was how. So when I grew up, I grew up with that as the thing. With stalactites hold on tight and stalagmites might fall down, but it didn't make any sense because they might fall down suggests they might be on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's genuinely how I knew it as a kid, and I never. And that's why I don't know. So anyway, stalagmite word of the day, occurring word of the podcast. All right then, that's cool. Let's talk about some games that we've been playing. What's everyone been playing? Shaun, you've already mentioned Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
I've never ever played a Dragon Quest game.
The only one I played previous was 8 on PlayStation 2. And that was tough, man. That's a tough game. It's very unforgiving. But 9's a lot easier. Progression's quick.
And is it just, so RPGs, they're either Final Fantasy or Zelda.
Yeah. You could break them down that way.
Is this just Zelda? Or is it Final Fantasy?
No, it's Final Fantasy.
It's more Final Fantasy.
Yeah. It's turn-based.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, it's massively popular as well, isn't it?
It did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... it's satisfying. Obviously, it's got the whole need to level up. Just keep playing till one more level sort of thing. Keeps you going.
Yeah.
Getting the new power moves from upping your weapon type. So you get 3 points to spend every couple of levels on a skill, weapon skill, depending on your class. It's getting geeky and boring, isn't it? But yeah, and then you unlock power moves. Like, so if you're a swordsman, if you're upgrading swordsman, you get new powers, and it's pretty cool.
Okay. That I don't know what to say to that. Really, it's brilliant. I'm still not going to play Dragon Quest.
No.
It's one of those things I kind of wish it wasn't only on Game
DS,
Boy.
yeah.
Game Boy. Welcome to 1989. It's kind of just if it was on other stuff, then there'd be more chance to. But
I don't think they've got any planned on major consoles, have they? It kind of has its home on DS because they've.
And then it doesn't compete with everything else as well. You know, 'cause you don't get Final Fantasy, you don't get as much sort of. They have like a big hitting franchise for each platform.
Right. Yeah. That's what you say.
All right. Okay. Well, have you played anything else apart from that?
Yeah, beautiful Katamari.
Beautiful Katamari. A flashback to the Katamari days. Beautiful Katamari. It's good. You like that, don't you?
Yeah,
You love it. Actually,
I do.
You're obsessed with it. I like Beautiful Katamari. Beautiful Katamari. It's kind of weird because it's not like the original Katamari Damacy and We Love Katamari.
PSP.
Is that the PSP one?
Yeah.
So what's the Beautiful Katamari? I suppose. No, that's the fucking
I
360
don't-
one.
I don't
What's the
know.
other PS2
Yeah, I
one?
don't know.
Well, yeah.
Katamari Damacy and whatever the other one is.
Just
I can't remember.
Katamari, maybe.
Anyway, they're obviously they're great. They're the nice, cool original ones. This is kind of same thing, but it's not done by the same dude. And
There's a lot of complaints that you have to collect specific items for specific types of planet you build and
Right.
stars and so on and so forth. And I think that's where the controversy came in. I didn't play the others.
whoa, controversy.
Yeah, it was quite controversial
All right.
Wow.
from the hardcore Katamari fans, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
But yeah, I've not played any of the others.
No.
So
You
I
missed
don't.
out. You
Yeah, I
weren't there.
don't
You weren't
know
there,
what I'm
man.
missing.
You can't talk about the shit. You weren't
Well, I've
there.
still got PS2, so these things may still come to fruition.
Everybody loves Katamari, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, it is.
And then it's We Love Katamari, it's PSP.
Yeah.
No, it's wicked. They're cool games. The fun, the sort of moment you get to the point where you are them sort of rolling up planets instead of starting a matchbox.
Yeah, you kind of. It's hard to explain the level of scale. Like no other game will ever show you.
Whatever. Sure.
Well, it's quite a bold statement, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they won't.
All right.
Where you start off kind of rolling up yen coins to rolling up people to rolling up buildings to rolling up countries to rolling up entire cities and continents to rolling up the entire crust of the planet to going out into space and rolling up stars and planets and suns and then to entire kind of
It's big.
systems and stuff. It is.
I mean,
scale,
the
it's
thing,
crazy.
I just remembered, so the thing that, the biggest shame with Beautiful Katamari doesn't have the same story. So the original story to like Katamari Damacy was really, really horrible.
Right.
Like now, I don't know what the story is in Beautiful Katamari, but it's quite a happy adventure type thing. I think you're just putting stars in the sky or something. aren't you?
Well, the king, the kind of floating
the
head
king of
thing,
the cosmos.
He's playing tennis or racquetball or something. Whacks a ball so hard through space that it tears the entire hole in space
Right.
and sucks in our solar system, other than Earth.
So, and then I guess you're just putting things
just
right.
rebuilding it. Basically.
So the first game was much darker than that. The King of all Cosmos was getting married or something, or he was married, and he used to beat his wife. And you were making stars for him. You had to gather stuff up to make stars that he could then put in the sky. And when you failed or died, it was really horrific. All the cutscenes, I had like him beating the little prince, and in the after death scenes, he'd shoot lasers from his eyes at you, and you'd have to dodge them really quickly. It was really harsh. It's just father just being an arse to his kid.
Where this one, every
So
single
they- yeah.
time you fail, you're just on the pool table, aren't you? And he just got five pool balls at you and bounce you off the.
So they've kind of
stuff.
familised it a little bit
Yeah.
more than for the later ones, but it's a good game. It's a good game.
Unique. I did spend kind of a couple of hundred Microsoft points buying additional levels as well, which I've never.
Oh, really?
Before, yeah.
Okay.
And there's some crazy ones and things you've got to collect. Make a whale, make a scorpion, and some other various bits. But yeah, it's quite interesting, and they're far more surreal in the content that they've got in comparison to the full game.
Yeah, and the music's awesome.
Yeah, it's just crazy J-pop.
The music is
constantly.
awesome. Again, first game is one that stands out where the music is so good.
Did you play multiplayer?
I've not. No.
You see, I did when it first came out. That was awesome. You just had the same premise where you had to pick stuff up, but you also had a power move where you knock stuff off to someone else's.
Okay.
So you're all just sort of trying to get the biggest ball at the end. But it was one of those things, if someone got a massive ball before you, then they can knock you completely out of the game, kind of thing.
Right.
But it was good fun. I played about a good 6 hours on that, which I don't do on most multiplayer games, unless it's Halo.
I might have a look at multiplayer at some point, see if there's
anyone's playing it,
remotely.
You might find a couple of Japanese schoolgirls, but apart from that, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. They won't be able to speak your language. No.
Have you been playing anything else, or is that you?
Dabbled in a bit of Fear 3.
Dabbled?
Yeah.
Still haven't picked it up. Cheryl, you spoke a little bit about it last time. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Where I got up to, I got stuck on the big mech in a tiny courtyard. Everybody else says they kind of downed it from intermediate hard difficulty to easy. Unfortunately, I was already playing on easy, so I just gave up. But yeah, it was, from what I played of it, I quite enjoyed it. Again, I was only playing as Pointman. I didn't play as the ghosty brother. Yeah, so at some point I may go back and do the first few levels as him. Check it out, see what it's like.
Yeah, I'll be curious to give it a go. Going on from that, actually, we'll just go into... I played Fear 2, as I was picking up last time. Played all the way through it. Fear 2 is awesome. It's like a really, really damn good game. It's like, I can't believe I missed it. It totally stands up now from a game that, FPSs in particular, ones that can age really badly, and if they're not Call of Duty or Halo, then they just feel weird.
Yeah.
And this doesn't. It looks really good. But the mech sequences in it are awesome. Like, I freaking love those. You can't do very much in them. You're still quite limited in your moveset. You can do less than you can when you're wandering around. But just like the visual look of being in the cockpit and stuff and having all weapons is so good. And there's like 2 or 3 sequences in it where you're in that, and it's awesome. There's some of that in 3 as well.
Yeah,
I think, isn't there? Which is
fair bit of that, to be fair.
Cool to see. And then the only other thing that was shocking about it, which I'd heard a lot about but hadn't actually seen for myself, is the end of that game is just you getting raped by Alma in first person. It's just mental. It's just like you're actually being raped. That's how it ends, and there's nothing else after it. It's just that's how it ends. You are raped, and she kind of climbs. You're like strapped into a chair, and she kind of climbs on top of you, and then just kind of rides around a bit. And you're like, well, I'm not sure you're doing anything. This doesn't necessarily look like a sexual scene or anything. And you're getting flashes to memories and stuff, and or various other weird crap that's going on in your head. And you're like, I don't know what's happening now. I might be being raped. And then she steps back off you and then flashes a little bit and she turns around and all of a sudden she's pregnant. And it's like, oh right, I was raped. And then like the credits roll.
Yeah, plotting 3 does continue straight from that. Obviously, it's seen from a different person's perspective.
Right, yeah. So, because I heard that the 3 originally was 2. So, because Fear's weird, because Fear's one of those games that was caught up in the Blizzard Vivendi buyout that happened a few years back. So, Day One, who are the guys I think that did Fear 3, I think it's Day One Studios, who did the expansion pack stuff before in the past.
Oh, Files.
Yeah. Then they were working on this, and this was Fear 2.
Right.
And then the Monolith were working on Fear... What was Fear 2, I guess, as something else. Or something like that. It was something really weird. And so that's why 2 is really odd in that it just is completely new characters in 2. It's not, Pointman and Paxton or whatever. It's just this completely random side thing. So it's kind of weird. So now, like, the one that was started off as 2 has become 3.
Yeah. Story-wise, obviously, it does get, like Shaun said, it does go straight on because the 2 guys are the kids.
They're exactly.
Kids, so, yeah, and it's very...
So presumably, are they my kids from the end?
Yeah. No. Alma's when the level I was playing just before I quit was as you're going through the world, she's going through contractions.
Right. Okay.
So I guess that's the child from the incident at the end of 2.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
That she's giving birth to, and as she's giving birth, the world is like crumbling around you, and you see video file of, I guess, the guy that's raped in 2 in a cell, kind of going like yelling and stuff that she's pregnant. So I guess that's all continued. I don't know because I've not played 2, but that's from what you're saying. I assume is the case.
All right. Fair enough. Whatever. What have you been playing, Cheryl?
Saints Row 2, gone back to
Saints
co-op.
Row 2.
Obviously, after the trailers from 3, just want to get back on it and see what it was like. Personally, I think it's aged really well, which I didn't expect. I know it's not massively old, But like, if
It's old enough.
Yeah, I mean, when I go back to GTA even, I feel it just, I don't know, there's something about it. It makes me think PS2 looking at it. I don't know why. I don't know, I'm so used to quite crisp games at the moment. Like, everything I've been playing have been mint, like Reach, like Fear 3.
Yeah.
It just looked a bit dated. But no, Saints Row 2 is just awesome. Forgot how much fun it was. Obviously, me and Joe, Psycho Penguin 44, who likes me now, but not Joseph. Yeah, we was playing it for, we done like 6 hours a night, like some crazy co-op. And it's been good fun. And played a bit of Death Tag, which is just intense.
Death Tag. So is the multiplayer still going alright then, as people playing it?
Yeah, I mean, we just played, obviously just campaign, just going through the whole campaign.
Right.
But obviously there was an instant I got bored, so I threw a grenade at Joe, killed him, and he initiated Death Tag. So it was just us two.
So what is Death Tag?
It's pretty much when you kill your co-op player can say, right, okay, I'm going to get you back for it. And then you have a one-on-one face-off with certain weapons each round.
Okay.
And you're just pretty much killing each other. It's great.
It's quite a cool idea.
Yeah, and it's just quite intense because there is only 2 of you.
They do have that in Borderlands as well, don't they? Where you can initiate.
Yeah. So you have you can challenge people, don't you? Yeah. That's cool. It's a good
idea. It is. I've been playing a bit of Saints as well. I've been playing Solus. Obviously, I broke your copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and fresh it. Had a fresh last night.
I never know what to do. Every now and then I periodically put Saints Row 2 back in the machine, and then just kind of get in there and go, I don't really know what to do.
Well, you need to do.
And I get kind of like
you need to do side missions.
Like I kind of don't want to do missions. I just kind of want to do whatever, you know.
Yeah, but without if you go and do distractions in 2, that unlocks you bonuses. Which is access to new weapons. You get a pimp shotgun now.
I don't.
Everyone wants a pimp shotgun. It's gold.
It's just all about shooting trains off the rails. Or is that Saints Row 1?
It might be.
Yeah. Spent hours doing that.
If you do the ambulance missions, get a defibrillator as a weapon.
Yeah.
You run up to people.
But this is the problem. This is the problem with Saints Row, and this is what I'm worried about with Saints Row 3. Is the stupid shit I'm not interested in. I like the extreme stuff, the over the top stuff, but it can go too far. I don't want the giant dildo bat thing. That's too. I don't want the apocalypse.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable now?
Yeah. No, but and the apocalypse, where you just hit someone and just explodes. I kind of don't want that in this game.
I know,
it's kind of pushing it a little bit too far and a little bit too much into Dead Rising territory.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So you hate Dead Rising,
but it's the way that Dead Rising is constructed as a game that I dislike.
Okay.
But I don't mind having that stuff when you're running around and you got the stupid stuff, and you got to appreciate they're catering for people that do want that at the end of the day, and there's a lot of people that do.
Yeah, and I do as well to a degree. Do you know what I mean? I do want the sort of crazy stunts, and I do want to kick people in the balls. But I just don't want it to go. I don't like the.
But then the other stuff you can ignore at the end of the day.
Can I?
Yeah. I reckon it's going to be all the stuff they're showing you is going to be unlocks.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to be as standard. I think you're going to have to do things
as like side attraction thingies and then
distractions and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
They're still there.
They're there, but you don't have to use them, like Shaun said. Like I said, in 2, there's a pimp hand, which is just a massive foam finger where you just hit them and they go for miles across the map, which is fun. It's a giggle, especially if you're playing like with. I
don't dispute that. I just think the Saints Row's sense of humour is a little bit. I'm not sure I'd always find it. Like if it was a person and they were sat here right now just making constant dick jokes and stuff and whatever, you'd be annoyed with them, and that's kind of how I feel about Saints Row.
But if it was 2 people and it was Jay and Silent Bob, I'd be laughing.
Yeah, if they're following you around all the time.
No. I think that'd be awesome. Actually, can we make that happen?
I don't think they're on the same level. I don't think Saints Row.
No. But it depends. It depends.
Comedy value.
Where the dick jokes come from at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Fair enough. I don't know. So I mean, I went back to another game. I feel like I've been playing like old games that I just missed that should have.
That's what Saints for at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
because there's not that much being released.
It's a good point. So I picked up Bloodstone, 007 Bloodstone. Mainly because it's okay, Bond games are never going to be any good, but it was Bizarre Creations, which was kind of weird for them to be doing this game anyway, and it was the last game they did So it's kind of significant enough to go, well, let's have a look, see if that's all right. I'm just surprisingly good. It's really short, like you said, Cheryl. It's so short. But I didn't mind that. It felt like I was watching a decent Bond movie.
Yeah.
For a start, it was a decent Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. It could have just been. If it was just a Bond movie, there wouldn't have anything that sort of grabbed me. But the story's pretty good. It takes you to a load of different locations, and then it kind of where you think it's going to end, me knowing it's going to be short. It doesn't end there. It goes on a little bit longer, and you're like, yeah, it feels all right. That felt quite good. And it's an all right game. It's basically Splinter Cell. It looks really good in places. But it does a good job of just making you feel like a badass as you go through things. So for some reason I'm just going straight back into it on 007 mode to just go through it again, because then sort of one hit kills. It makes it really sort of cool. So it's just sort of your third person stealth, sneaky round, press X to take down people sort of affair. But it's got these action driving sequences scattered throughout it as well, which I really expect it to be. You expect it to be awesome because it's Bizarre Creations, and it's like, well, they know how to do driving, games. They can do this. And they're not bad. They're really they're good sequences. One of them's fucking amazing. But the vehicles you control a few different ones: sports cars, speedboat, and various other stuff. They just handle like shit. It's like driving through treacle, and it's weird. But then you're not doing anything anyway. You're literally only swerving left and right because the whole idea is they're action scenes and stuff's going on around you and stuff. And that's cool. There's one wicked bit where you're chasing a guy that's getting away in like a JCB, and you go to a construction
Massive
site.
One.
And and you drive like through these trenches, and he drives over the top of the trenches twice as you go along, and that's awesome. And the effects on screen are really good. And you play in the game, you get to notice, you go, oh yeah, the Bond theme. Like, when I think of James Bond, I think nothing's cool about it at all. But when you play in the game and all the elements coming together, bits sound cool. So when you're driving through a trench in a little, truck, chasing after some dude, and a JCB drives over the top of the trench and the screen shakes and the Bond theme kicks in and stuff, it's a good experience. Yeah? So I've really enjoyed that. That's struggling. And I've played multiplayer a couple of times. Multiplayer's awesome. Multiplayer's just genuinely awesome. It's it's not perfect, but it's pretty much there. It's what Kane and Lynch 2's multiplayer should have been. It's got all the cover systems brilliant. It's just a really good third-person shooter, and that was wicked. So I'm just really shocked by that game. $12.99, happy I purchased it. Don't want to keep it. I will, just out of... I don't know, value for money. It's awesome. I'm really surprised.
I mean, when I bought it, I obviously bought it full price, and I had a lot of people just saying, "Why are you buying that?" I went, well, it looks alright. Yeah. At the beginning, with all the trailers, it was like, yeah, it looks like it could be a giggle. And I like Splinter Cell quite a lot, so...
and Quantum Solace was pretty good.
I loved Quantum Solace.
That was genuinely pretty good.
With Bloodstone, I didn't like multiplayer as much as Quantum Solace. I think it's because when I played Quantum Solace, there was a really strong community.
Well, and Quantum Solace was built around the COD 4 engine.
Yeah.
So the first-person shooting bits in it were really quite good. Yeah. And this is quite different, isn't it, for the multiplayer. But yeah, it's quite. When I bought it, I bought it thinking I'm not expecting this to be very good, but it's a cheap game that I know is not going to last me very long. I just kind of wanted that action fix.
And because it is so short, you can't get bored.
Yeah, no, exactly. It takes you all over the place. You're fighting everywhere. There's an awesome bit where you're fighting on the top of a hovercraft, going along the sea at like a ridiculous rate of speed. And you're just doing takedowns of people, and he's got his suit on and it's flapping in the wind. It's awesome. That stuff's really cool. It's definitely worth a look. It's total throwaway nonsense. Yeah. But it's really not bad. Cheryl, have you played anything else?
Bit of Halo 3, gone back to that.
Halo 3, and we tried to do ODST.
Oh, don't talk about it.
It's been a trip. We tried to do a 4-player co-op ODST romp, legendary run. We're all getting in there and we're launching the game and nothing's happening. It's just going to a black screen. It's like, give up this shit. And then we try again and go to a black screen and we're like, I'll quit again. And someone would keep quitting. There's two parts of the story. Because at this point of the story, then Cheryl's Xbox red ringed. So it's like, well, game over. This ain't happening anymore. Anyway, the next day or later on when she replaced it, we tried to do it again and we got to the same problem. We're all in the thing. It's going to a black screen and we're going, fuck this, it's not working. And then come back, and then we just waited. That's all we did. We just waited, and it loaded, and then it was going to work. That was it. And it's like, The problem was we were seeing a black screen for some weird reason. After like 0.5 of a second of a black screen card, we were going, it's broken, and someone's leaving again. And so we had to, it was a long wait, in fairness, but it was going to work. But then we had network issues anyway. We couldn't do it.
Due to live
if I remember correctly, ODST takes forever. Every single time I'm looking at the same rotating map, I'm like, is it still loading?
Yeah, there's a lot of loading.
Although we do blame John, aka Carbon Scorpion.
Yes.
Because it was just him that fell out all the time.
It was crazy.
Who since has completed it on Legendary by himself.
Yeah. So we did try and do that, which is great.
That went tits up.
Fun. We upgraded our 360s.
Yeah!
We've both got Slims now.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy my Slim.
Yes.
That's all, just felt like mentioning.
Yeah, you got rid of your ragtag.
I did get rid of my ragtag, yeah. And now I've got loads of storage space and I can install games and it's fun and that's awesome. So I played some Kinect yesterday, actually. I played some Fun Labs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
There ain't a lot there, is there, at the moment? You need whatever's called Sparkler or whatever it's called, the drawing one that says coming soon.
Right,
That's the one. That's the big one that showed E3 and stuff. But at the moment, it's just kind of, why don't you make something that's in your hands that's very specific? Because there's a lot of stuff it just won't do. It's like that's too big, that's too small, that's too whatever. So it's like it limits you to only if you're like, here's a pillow, and it's like, well, how about we put some googly eyes on them? Googly Eyes has a song at the beginning.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, it has a fucking song. Like, you load up Googly Eyes and it's like, welcome to Googly Eyes. And there's this like weird little song. I can't remember it, but I remember it being horrific because the song goes something like, Googly Eyes, you're here, it's brilliant. And then it says something like, so don't cry and be sad and hurt yourself. Like, the first thing it says, it goes like, Googly Eyes is here. And then instead of going, Googly Eyes is here, so be happy, it goes, Googly Eyes is here, so don't be sad. And it's like, why bring up sadness?
Because once you've played Googly Eyes, you'll then be sad.
But this is really weird. Like, there was some extra budget that came somewhere to get some dude to sing this Googly Eyes song, which I had no idea.
Yes, maybe we can get that posted on the site. A link to that.
So Fun Labs is a bit shit. Also, I was playing around with the voice stuff for Kinect as well quite a lot. It turns out if you say something it kind of doesn't really know, 90% of the time it goes, I'm pretty sure he said Kinect Fun Labs. And then it just loads Kinect Fun Labs. And you're like, no. It's like Google Eyes loading. So yeah, I played a little bit of that. But it wasn't great. I made the Xbox Kinect box into a thing.
It's scary stuff. Yeah.
And the only other thing I've been playing a ridiculous amount of stuff on, amount of time in, is Terraria, which I think I've mentioned before on the podcast, but I'm not sure.
Possibly.
Steam game by Relogic, maybe, I'm not sure. And it's 2D Minecraft, basically. It says more than 2D Minecraft. I thought it was 2D Minecraft. It's kind of like a Worms-style 8-bitty sort of plane, layers of like a cross-section of Earth, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you're a little sprite dude, and you just go around and you build your own tools, and you build your own weapons, and you have to build a home, and then you just mine and explore the world, basically. And the basic concept is that at night, bad stuff comes out to get you. So there's zombies and flying eyeballs and various other stuff. And you're just chipping through the ground underneath, basically, just constantly just going, mining for ore, because you need the ingredients to build stuff. So you have to get your clay and your ore and stuff and build bricks, and you get a workbench, and then you can build more tools and stuff, and you can build a furnace, and with a furnace you can then make glass. So you make glass for your windows, and so you've got this, on the top of the level you're getting this whole sort of town that you're building, and when you build each building a little home or something, as long as you put a light in there, a chair and a table and a door, then someone will come and live there. So you've got this city on top that you're kind of managing, and they help you, they're merchants and things that you can sell stuff to. And then underground, you're just tunneling through caves and just looking for all the minerals and resources you need. And there's like big pools of water that you have to drain away and stuff. And it's just epic. It really genuinely feels like I have no idea what I'm going to find next. Is the best sense of adventure I've ever had whilst playing a game. You're just like, what am I doing? And it's dark. Like, underground is completely dark, and you have to keep like lighting torches and placing them down to light your tunnels, which is really cool. In fact, the light's really done really well. Like, vines grow down if you leave it over time and stuff, and you have to cut them down, and it produces more light. And if sunlight can come through from the surface, it can light up caves and stuff. So that's quite cool. But that's all I kind of knew it was, just this kind of fun wander around and build stuff thing, like Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then looking into it further and playing it again in the last couple of days, there's like whole other realms you can go. So you can go to like the underworld. If you keep digging down enough, you like break through into like a hell type environment. And there's like spells and magic and stuff in it. And shooting stars fall from the sky at night, and you can go and pick them up. And you can make armor for yourself. My mate's got a fishbowl on his head that he made. It's like, what? I just made a piggy bank to keep my money in. It just seems to be like huge, and the sort of breadth of stuff you can do. And I just can't wait to get back into it. Just like you spend like 3 hours, and like all I've been doing is clicking the mouse button every now and then, because I've tunneled a huge fucking tunnel, and every 2 minutes I place another torch, and then I do it. And you can do all that, and it takes you invest in it so heavily, and then you can just hit like one wrong block, and it floods because the reservoir's above it, and you're like, nah, and it's putting out all your torches. There's multiplayer as well for it, so you can have like 8 players doing it at once, all in the same sort of persistent world. And it's epic. It's like, I'd recommend it. It's like a $5. It's brilliant.
I watched it over your shoulder. It looks quite impressive.
It's badass.
And I do want to get my hands
on it. It's way better than I thought it was. It's just like, what? This is insane. Apparently it's done really well because of the association with Minecraft. When it first went up on Steam a few months back, it just sold ridiculous amounts of copies.
Yeah.
And they've updated it loads, so there's still like loads of stuff coming to it. But it's cool. I got an enchanted boomerang. And that's it. That's my games. That's all I've been playing. I haven't played anything else. Has anything else happened?
I've done a little Master Chief picture.
You did. You drew one.
Yeah.
There's 2 things here.
Yeah.
There's 2 things. You drew a little Master Chief picture. You can talk about that now if you like.
Thank you. The art is too big for the page. If you notice, his energy swords do go off the page, Mike. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Why is that? Every drawing you draw doesn't fit on the page.
Art's too big for paper, man.
Art is too big. It's just really. It's always baffled me though. Every single picture you draw comes off the page. Like the Emil shirt you did.
Yeah.
He comes off the page.
Yeah.
Like, why is everything coming off the page?
Because I start with the head.
It's your weakness. It's like you can't. There's like a bit of. Maybe I'm gonna check see it's not the same part of someone's body. You just can't draw. Like, I can't draw left elbows. So
I can draw left elbows.
Off the page.
It's just that I start with the head. And things that are in scale. But if the head's in the centre of the page or on the bottom left in this corner,
you need smaller heads. Right.
The tips of his energy sword will go off the page. But when he's illustrated, when I run him through Illustrator, he will have the tips of his energy sword. Okay. And I'll give it to you to put up on the page.
All right. And you did something else, didn't you? You made a little gay Master Chief guitar.
It's awesome. You know it's awesome because you were psyched. When I told you about it, you was like, Master Chief.
I didn't know what to say. You called me up. You called me up. And you're like, Mike, I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. And I'm like,
pretty sure I sent you a text.
I'm like, Shaun. It's 2:30, man. What is it? And you're like, no, man. You got to check this out. I have done something amazing. What have you done, Shaun? It's 2:30. I want to go back to. I want to go back to sleep. I made a guitar, man. I made a guitar. You made a guitar. I made a guitar. You made a tiny guitar. I made a tiny guitar for Master Chief. Shaun. I'm sure it's very good. And that was it. And then me saying I'm sure it's very good makes you think I think it's awesome. You've not even made a normal guitar. You've made a Guitar Hero guitar.
Yeah. Because it's relative.
What did you make it out of? You said
it's original packing.
Right.
So it's literally a 2D guitar. I've actually lost it since. It's not lost. It's in a drawer of mucho stuff.
We do have a picture of it that we've captured.
But it's Gibson Guitar Hero guitar for so he's wailing, playing the Halo 3 theme.
It's just a weird thing to do. It is a weird thing to do.
Guitar Hero 3.
But you did it because it's Master Chief I gave you a little while back, and he doesn't have a weapon.
No.
That's it. So you need something to go in his hands, and you instantly thought, I'll make a two-dimensional paper guitar. Yeah.
Specifically.
It's fair enough, I suppose. What can you do? There was other stuff as well. So the other weird things that have happened that we haven't talked about is that did we talk about the old magazines that we were going through before? I don't know if we ever spoke about them, but old copies of Nintendo World Zone or whatever.
A couple of weeks ago.
So I was going through the tips page. I was just reading them for Prosperity, so 1991 issues of magazines, and the tips section in this one Nintendo one has a Starwing tip that's been sent in by Shaun Hart.
I looked at the tip today because I was browsing the site, and I saw that picture. I read what the tip was, and I'm pretty 99.9% recurring sure that I am not that sure.
Right, okay.
It wasn't just my bad handwriting. And it made them put in a W instead of it wasn't me.
It was what a weird coincidence.
It is very strange.
Really fucking good. So that happened, and then on top of that, someone sent me a message on Twitter saying that I was in. I've forgotten the game now.
You did mention this to me.
Yeah, you told me as well. I forgot.
Wii game
No.
about scuba diving.
Oh, Endless Ocean.
Endless Ocean, yeah. So Endless Ocean on the Wii, just 2007 Endless Ocean, and only in Europe, not for North America or Japan. There is a character, a fairly key character, that you have to escort to a diving thing called Mike Alden. Really weird. Apparently he's really flexible with his diving times. But his character is like he's an inventor who invents a pen. That's what he tells in the dialogue. So yeah, weird, sort of strange thing that happened in 2007 that surely should have known about by now. And weird that only in the European version. Anyway, that's that. So far, nothing has been found with your name in it, Cheryl.
What?
Mike has been looking hard.
No, yeah, but I've got it at home.
All right, okay.
It's sitting in my
you
safe.
said, didn't you?
Yes.
You said.
I found a couple of little bits.
Cool.
One about Pro Evo, I think it was probably 08. No, not 08, 98. Where I was in Goal a Month competition, and I got like 3 goals put up on it. And I think, again, a bit like Shaun's one, like there's a couple of cheats. I sent him for a SNES game, which I can't remember what it was.
But so this is a good question then, Shaun, because that wasn't your cheat. But have you ever sent a cheat into a magazine?
Don't think so. Because I'm not really...
So has that have been like, you know when you were looking at the cheat going, no, I don't think that's me because of what the cheat is?
Yeah.
If you just thought back and gone, have I ever sent a cheat into a magazine? And the answer is no. You don't need to check the cheat. Just go, definitely can't be me.
No. Because you're talking what?
Yeah, we're talking like 20 years.
Over. Because it was 90...
It was 91, I think.
Was it 91?
Yeah.
93.
91 or 93. So either way, it's 20 or 18 years.
Yeah, so... I might have. I don't know. I was a kid. Kids do crazy shit.
I've never sent a tip into a magazine.
You're 100%.
100%.
110%.
100%. Why would you? Why would you say that's why I was
Because
You're a
fame,
kid.
baby.
Yeah, you're a
For
kid.
glory.
I didn't do anything for fame.
Doing it for glory.
That seems nuts. Just to go, so like, you're telling the world you cheat at games.
No, you're telling the world that you spent time
I read that
looking for
magazine
cheats.
and I was like, Shaun Hart, what a little wanker. Look at him, cheating and starring.
But it wasn't a cheat, was it? It's like a debug option
So.
Yeah.
to merge blocks or something. I don't know what the hell he was banging on about.
I don't know.
I remember what my cheat was for. It was
Oh.
something called Binky's Quest.
Binky's. I've never played Binky's.
It was. I'm guessing it had a clown in it.
Probably called Binky.
Yeah, more than likely.
Binky the Clown.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be a fuzzy animal.
What?
True.
Bubsy
No, it's
is
not. It's
quite
not
like
the bobcat.
Binky.
It's not that.
And there's Blinks as well.
No, what? What?
That's later though.
Yeah, but
way later.
Binky could be a
I
fluffy
will
animal.
find
That's
it.
all
I
I'm
will
saying.
find it before the next podcast.
You do that.
I will. Thank you. Look your face.
Your face.
Alright, so those are the games we're playing. Well, there's been some stuff that's happened this week that's kind of interesting, I suppose. John Carmack said something kind of shocking on the internet, which actually, when you think about it, isn't that shocking. His statement was something like, within the next 2 years, mobile phones will be more powerful than consoles. He was just going, the basic premise was that he's saying that very soon we'll have these things in our pockets that are way more powerful or comparably powerful to stuff that's already out there. And it kind of makes sense. He's basing it on the fact that the rate at which that technology has advanced from, say, iPhone coming out to now is just ridiculously fast and way faster than, say, the console generation has been going. It's not, I mean, I suppose that's not strictly sort of true in that respect because all tech's affecting everything else, so they're all kind of moving together, and I guess it's all just coming into line. So probably not going to be a case of mobile phones going to be more powerful, but certainly comparable. We're getting to a point where they could be parity sort of soon. So that was kind of cool, I suppose. EA are hiring for more people for the Dead Space franchise. So it looks like to work on like other parts of Dead Space. Dead Space already being a game that's kind of spread itself everywhere, hasn't it? It's got motion comics and
a lot of stuff.
Spin-off games and stuff. It's really heavy on pushing it all out there. So it looks like they're doing more of that, which is no bad thing.
There was Rockstar opening up a film-esque studio. Yeah.
A film-esque studio.
Well, just a film studio.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to use that word.
Right, film-esque. Most film studios are fairly film-esque.
Yeah. But yeah, so what are we going to see? Red Dead? Possibly. I can see it happening.
I mean, surely they're not gonna. I don't know. It seems surely they can't get into actual movie production so quickly. That's like a really big step to go to. We're suddenly going to make movies. It sounds more like they would have like a team dedicated to getting movies made of their stuff or whatever that work alongside a production company. Maybe I don't know.
But is it really that sudden? I mean, their games are quite cinematic.
Yeah, but they have been for years. It's still a big gamble in terms of like what you're going to be doing financially, I suppose. But then we are moving into a proportion where Ubisoft is starting to do films, and people are getting more involved in films. But that's why I question whether they're actually going to be making films or whether they're going to be assisting people making films on their stuff, and working with partners. Because starting up a film studio is a big deal. But yeah, I mean, it's cool.
And another film-related one, obviously, Mass Effect movie apparently getting shown at Comic-Con this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which could be very interesting. Or not. Depends if you're a fan, I suppose.
But yeah, no, I could go for some Mass Effect.
You'd probably enjoy it more as a film than you would as a game.
Shorter. That'd be the main thing.
I don't know, 2 was relatively short anyway in comparison to 1.
Yeah, still, I think movie length is even condensing it down just a little bit further.
And is it going to be an adaptation of what's already there,
man.
or is it going to be? I imagine it'd be more enhancing what's already there.
Will it be better with Kinect?
Possibly.
Right.
Better in 3D.
It was Bungie Day, so they sent out stakes to people because they lost in some things. Marathons are available on the iPad now for free. Everyone that's got an iPad should go and get that immediately. And that's about it, really. Bungie have now closed the doors on Halo. They kind of handed it over to Microsoft, did their big thing. They've got a video coming out at the beginning of August, the last Vidoc thing, talking about their next projects and stuff. And Bungie, it's all going to change because obviously all of that, we're in flux now. It's being Microsofted. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. I hit Brigadier on Halo Reach. I mean, I don't want to go on about it, but damn.
But you do.
It was a long time coming. There's nothing for me at Brigadier. But any of you guys Brigadier?
I am.
Sorry, so are you Brigadier, Shaun?
No.
And Cheryl, are you Brigadier?
I'm so close.
Are you Brigadier?
No.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. So hang on. So neither of you are Brigadiers?
No.
Well, that's good. Just keep on trucking.
I'm off. Well, the amount I've gone up since I've been.
You've been
back,
without internet, haven't you? You've been out without internet for
a fortnight or so.
No.
Just under, maybe. But yeah, the amount I've gone up in the last 3 days since coming back from Swanage is impressive. Whether it'll continue at that rate is high.
Yeah, it's also been Bungie Day week, so there's been
I did get
payouts.
33,000 payout.
Exactly. So what else is happening? Stuff's coming out? Come on, guys, give me your topics. Give me your topics that you brought to the table today.
Well,
Cheryl, 2 topics now.
Okay, well, firstly, Call of Juarez now being put back, so you can't play that anymore.
Oh.
No one will care by then.
But wasn't it coming out at some crazy time anyway?
It was this month.
Oh, right, okay. But so has it been put back to a crazy time? Has it come out the
It's
same
been
day or
put
something?
around Gears of War 3 type territory. So,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure
doesn't sound like it, no.
It's going to get destroyed. Yeah, but there is nothing else out.
Earth Defence Force, man.
We have got Earth Defence Force if it comes in.
So Earth Defence Force, but I was pumped for Earth Defence Force Insect Armageddon, just because it's more EDF, but there's a different team doing it, and now from the bits of videos that popping up and some of the review stuff, it's not looking as good. It's not looking as good. Because it looks like there's some sort of big problem with the fact that EDF, the first one, or 2017 rather, is it's kind of great, but it's kind of great because it's dreadful. You know, it kind of looks dreadful. It doesn't play particularly well, but you're just firing hundreds and hundreds of unlimited ammo weapons into hundreds and hundreds of giant insects. You know, and that's kind of it. And the city's blasting, and you don't really care, and it's kind of great. So all we kind of needed from Insect Armageddon was kind of that again, but with online multiplayer. That's kind of it. Just online co-op and then golden. But because it's a different studio and it's a Western studio now, not a Japanese one that are doing it, the game's kind of better. Like, it kind of works a little bit better.
But it's still not
But
good.
also it's kind of lost a lot of that charm, and it's now just this weird... It's not anymore, it's great because it's terrible. Now it's kind of almost...
Just rubbish.
Seemingly a bit terrible, yeah. So I'm still going to pick it up and be interested to see what it's like, but yeah, I'm not sure about that now.
Yeah.
I missed the little 2D sprites for the power-ups that just kind of went all doom on you and span around with you as you watch them. So, but that's out soon. That's next week, isn't it?
That should be next week, like I said, if we get them in. Which we should, but we'll see.
And Trenched should be coming out on XBLA at some point, but God knows when. It was supposed to be out 3 weeks ago, and they've run into problems because the name's copywritten. Or there's a Portuguese board game called Trench, and it's stopping them from releasing Trenched in Europe. It's been out in the US for ages, and that looks awesome. And maybe it won't come out. I don't know. It's been a while now. It's been weeks, so hopefully that will come
I
out.
suppose if you've got an American account.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if that. I'm not
So
sure
it does
if that
work
still
for
works.
games, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because that's definitely a game I want to pick up.
Drivers out before Gears as well.
That's still ages away, though, isn't it?
I think...
When's Driver out?
Like end of August.
Okay.
So again, but that is literally it.
Isn't Batman August?
No.
October.
Yeah. So there literally is nothing big until Gears.
Yeah.
Unless, well, Driver is big in its own right.
The Driver looks cool. I'm interested in Driver.
I really don't care.
I don't know what they haven't mentioned since they first mentioned when they first showed Driver, and they talked about the storyline about you being in a coma, and then you're just kind of able to jump between the car. You know, it's all just like man's memory stuff. They've not mentioned that since. No. Everyone was a bit like, and then they've just kind of not mentioned it. So I don't think you're a man in a coma anymore. Which is because it's like way to go from the very beginning of the game going, by the way, none of this is real, none of this really matters. Everything you're going to be doing for the next 18 hours or whatever of playing our game in a coma. You know? But yeah, I think it looks quite cool. It's Driver. Driver was always... It was always like it was hard and punishing and not very fun to play, but was kind of cool. Like the replays were wicked when hubcaps came off the car.
Driver 1 and 2 on the original PS.
They were bastard hard.
PS1.
Just getting your license at the beginning. Like at the beginning, you go, you're not even playing the game unless you can do this bit, and it's like I can't do that bit. Or like just let me play the game. Like let me decide whether I'm good or not.
Yeah, the first one I kind of enjoyed. The second one, not so much. 3, I hated.
That was Parallel.
Parallel Lines was awesome. I love Parallel Lines.
Never played Parallel Lines.
And that's the one where it's set in the 70s and...
and the 90s. Yeah, no, that's bad.
And it's not, and when it's just awesome when you come out of prison after being, you know, your gang screws you over and runs off with all the money. But then they've kind of wasted all the money you did from whatever bank job or diamond heist or whatever it was. And the first guy you go for, and it's got FMV, where you see he works in an arcade now, in like a fruit machine place, and you go in with your shotgun, but you look different. Obviously, you look 20 years older or whatever it is. And when you come in, and he just has that moment of recognition, and he goes through shotgun, you go through shotgun, and it's on. Yeah, it's wicked.
And it's on.
Wicked game.
Unbelievable.
I mean, imagine if I put it in a PS2 today, it'd be dreadful. By the time it rocks.
It was on Xbox as well.
Was it?
You might be able to play it on your 360.
Maybe.
But
I think they're trying to get back to roots. That's what they say with every single Driver. Oh, it's going to be like Driver 1, it's going to be like Driver 1, and Driver 1 works.
I think, the plan is either way, is that they want to bring this franchise back. You know,
it's just not going to happen.
Well, but why not? I mean, Ubisoft have done it really well with everything so far. They've rebooted practically everything they own and have some seriously heavy titles.
Yeah, to be fair, Splinter Cell Conviction was the first one I picked up ever, and I liked it. Yeah, there's a lot. There's one on Xbox that a lot of people rate. Chaos Theory.
Yeah,
gets
the co-op stuff is phenomenal.
That's what a lot of people say, but it was Metal Gear with too many buttons for me when I played the original.
But yeah, they're trying to keep these things strong. I mean, obviously Ubisoft doing well with Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia. They've done all right with.
Prince of Persia sells well. It drops in price really quickly.
And they got From Dust.
Yeah, exactly.
In a couple of weeks.
I think as long as they believe in what they've got, then they'll get behind it, and then it's going to do well. If they really get behind Driver, then there's a good chance, and it could be something else. I don't know at this point. I've not seen enough about it, so maybe that it isn't so good, and it will just be forgotten.
They've got the Just Dance franchise.
Yeah, which is insanely popular.
Which is now on Xbox and PS3. The next one.
Yeah.
So it's going to sell like really, really, really well.
People like dancing.
Yeah. Bless them.
Just dancing.
Yeah.
Nothing else. No singing.
No singing.
No.
Absolutely.
They say that from Michael Jackson Experience.
Yeah. Damn, Michael Jackson Experience. It is good.
Watched an episode of South Park Michael Jackson did last night.
Really?
Yeah. Where he moves into a neighbourhood and the cops go around framing rich black guys. Just a random episode. I just picked it by random. It was good.
It was good. I know what I mean.
Awesome.
You just ignorant.
You beat me to it.
I think on that note then, it's episode 5 in the bag. What would episode 5 be called? Empire Strikes Back, I suppose.
Yeah, if it's Star Wars.
Yeah, true. This isn't Star Wars.
You're not Jedi.
No. I'm definitely not a Leia.
And on that note, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Catch us on Things We Play on Twitter, Things We Play.co.uk on the web, and individual Twitter accounts as mentioned in previous episodes. We'll see you next time.
The first one you listened to.
No, you can go back. That's the idea. Yeah.
Why would you
Invest.
first though?
You might be crazy. You might
Well, maybe you
see
didn't
much recent.
We're out. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sayonara.